बाहुराजन्यकृतः ऊरुगतस्य श्रोत्रात् तथा लोकामुम् अकल्पयन् वेदाहमेकं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिवदन्यतास्ते धारा पुरस्ताद्यमुदा जहार शक्रप्रविद्वान् परिषत्सदस्सः तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यपन्थायनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते अनागं महिमानः सचन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्यासन्ति देवाः अद्य सम्भूतः पृथिव्यैरसा च विश्वकर्मणः समवर्तताधि तस्य त्वष्टाविदधद्रूपमेति तत्पुरुषस्य विश्वमाजानमग्रे वेदाहमेकं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेवं विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्तः अजायमानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य धीरा परिजायन्ति योनिम् मरीचीनां पदमिच्छन्ति वेदसः यो देवेभ्यः तपति यो देवानां पुरोहितः पूर्वो यो देवेभ्यो जातः नमो ऋचाय ब्राह्मणे ऋचं ब्राह्मं जनयन्तः देवाग्रे तदब्रुवन् यस्वैवं ब्राह्मणो विद्यात् तस्य देवा असन्वशे ह्रीश्चते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्यो अहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपम् अश्विनौ व्यातम् इष्टमनिशाना अमुं मनिशाना सर्वं मनिशाना तच्चयोराविर्महे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ जातवेदसे सुनवामसो ममराति यतो इदहाति वेदः स नः पर्षदति दुर्गाणि विश्वानावेव सिन्धुं दुरिताद्यग्निः तामग्निवर्णां तपसा ज्वलन्तीं वैरोचनीं कर्मफलेषु जुष्टां दुर्गां देवीं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये सुसरसि तरसे नमः अग्ने त्वं पारयानव्यो अस्मान् स्वस्तिभिरति दुर्गाणि विश्वा पूज्य पृथ्वी बहुलान उर्वी भवातोकाय तनयाय शय्योः विश्वानिनो दुर्गः जातवेदस्सिन्धुर्ननावातुरितातिपर्षि अग्ने अत्रिवन्मनसा गृह्णानोऽस्माकं बोध्यभिता तनूनां ऋतनादिदगुं सहमानमुग्रमग्निगुं कुलेम परमात् सदस्तात् स नः पर्षदति दुर्गाणि विश्वा स्वाञ्चाग्ने तनुवं विप्रयस्वास्मभ्यं च सौभगमायजस्व गोभिर्जुष्टमयुजो निषिक्तं प्रवेन्द्रविष्णोरनुसञ्चरेम नाकस्य पृष्ठमभिसंवसानो वैश्यवीं लोकहितमादयन्ताम् ॐ कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गे प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
So I first heard about him when I was 40. My wife read a book by Shakuntala Balu called Living Divinity, and she burst into tears in page 3 and knew she had found the avatar. But it appeared that I was a harder nut to crack, and I didn't want to have anything to do with Sai Baba. Jill wanted to go, and eventually she said she was going, taking the children. I could come if I wanted to, but she was going. And so eventually I climbed on the plane, principally because I didn't want to cook for myself over Christmas. And on arriving there, we sat down in Darshan, and Swami came out and looked across our men's side, and his eyes caught mine. And here I am sitting there, totally not even knowing what darshan is, not having read anything about the Guru. And when his eyes met mine, something occurred that I could not comprehend was possible. And that is a fiercely bright light arose from the pupils in his eyes, in great intensity, and it shook me and shocked me. And the air rushed out of my chest. I could not believe what I was seeing. Incomprehensible for me and my cultural background. And in a moment when I regained my composure, I spoke to my son and said, "Did you see that?" And in a monotone voice he said, "See what?" And I knew he didn't see what I saw. So I didn't share that experience with anyone in my family. And the next evening, I told my wife what had happened. I'd been trying to digest what had happened. I'd met some very beautiful people. I have to say that one of the most influential things for me was the people who were there, their sweetness, their lovingness, their gentleness, their integrity. It was very impressive. But notwithstanding that, I said, "Well, Jill, you can stay here, but I'm going home. I've got to try and get my head round all of this. I've got to do some reading. I've got to reflect." And so Jill was upset, but said, "All right." I said, "You stay. I'm happy with the people who are here." And And the next morning when Jill had gone out, the phone rang in the hotel. It was my brother-in-law, and Swami had spoken to him last evening and said, "Where are your brother-in-law and sister-in-law?" And he said, "They went home early, they were tired." He said, "Tell them I'll see them at 10 o'clock tomorrow." And I didn't want to go out because I was frightened of this mystery called Sai Baba. But eventually my brother-in-law told me, "Come." So I jumped in the car, got my white clothes on, and in the car, and out I went. And partway out we had a bad traffic accident. A military truck drove us into a bus. I got knocked out. I went over to the front seat and back again. It was quite a bad bang, and I got knocked out and had a bad cut. And when I came to, I stepped out of the car and a man came forward and said, "I'm a devotee, please come with me." And he took me to a hospital. I got stitched and my face fixed and then off. And we arrived at Brindavan. This was in Whitefield. And Swami had taken everyone in, and my brother-in-law ran down the stairs. Swami had said, "He's outside now, go and get him." So in we went. And when I came in, I was wind-blown from the little motorised rickshaw. I was concussed, clearly in shock. And blood all over my clothes. And my wife called out, "What happened?" And she was immediately in tears. And Sai Baba intervened and said, "Traffic accident," he said, with some degree of irritation. He said, "Bad drivers," he said. And then he followed with, "This was my blessing." And he then pulled his hands across his face like this, just like slowly. And he said, "But for my grace." And I immediately saw, with great clarity, I saw myself going face first through the windscreen. But for my grace. And I knew from the clarity of that vision, I've never had a vision before in my life, but I knew from the clarity of that was significant of what Baba had said. He then came and gave me some vibhuti, and I'd heard about this, and I was watching very closely, and just appeared from the tip of his fingers and fell across onto my hands, and he beckoned with his tongue that I could just get out of my rather rigid jaws after the accident, and I tasted this gritty, perfumed substance that came from his hand for the first time.
Mangaladayak Deva
पाशाङ्कुशधर शम्भो नन्दन पाशाङ्कुशधर शम्भो नन्दन मङ्गलदायक देवा
गजदाधर गौरी शंकर गिरिजावन रमणा गजदाधर गौरी शंकर गिरिजावन मंगल शुभ चरणा जय जय महादेव महेश्वर मंगल शुभ चरणा निरुपम गुण सदना नटन मनोहर नीलकंठ साई नटन मनोहर नीलकंठ साई गदल जय गजदाधर गौरी शंकर गिरिजावन रमणा जय जय महादेव महेश्वर मंगल शुभ चरणा हे नंदिवाहना नागभूषण निरुपम गुण सदना साई निरुपम गुण सदना नटन मनोहर नीलकंठ साई नटन मनोहर नीलकंठ साई गजदाधर गौरी शंकर गिरिजावन रमणा
Hallelujah. అనంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం జ్ఞానం అనంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం జ్ఞానం అనంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం జ్ఞానమనంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం బ్రహ్మ జ్ఞానం బ్రహ్మ అనంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం జ్ఞానమనంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం జ్ఞానమనంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం జ్ఞానమనంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం జ్ఞానానంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం జ్ఞానమనంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం బ్రహ్మ జ్ఞానం బ్రహ్మ అనంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం జ్ఞానమనంతం బ్రహ్మ సత్యం జ్ఞానం అనంతం ఈ ఇంద్రియములను అశ్వములతో పోల్చుకున్నది కఠోపనిషత్.
The sense organs have been compared to a horse.
ఇక్కడ అశ్వము యొక్క విషయాన్ని ఆదర్శంగా మనం తీసుకుంటే జిహ్వకు అశ్వమునకు ఉండినటువంటి సన్నిహిత సంబంధ బాంధవ్యం మనకు అర్థమవుతుంది.
One can easily appreciate the type of similarity that exists between the tongue and the horse if one tries to analyze the similarities between them.
చక్కగా పుష్టిగా వేగముగా పరిగెత్తేటువంటి అశ్వం ఉండొచ్చు.
There could be a horse which is very strong, which can run fast.
కానీ అట్టి వేగంతో పరిగెత్తేటువంటి అశ్వం ఉండినప్పటికీ ఒక చిన్న ఇనుప ముక్కను దాని నోటి యందు చేర్చి కళ్ళెముగా భావించి దానిని బిగబెట్టినప్పుడు యావత్ శరీరమంతా కూడాను వశమైపోతుంది.
But once you can use a small piece of iron and control the entire horse by pulling it.
ఈ ఒక్క చిన్న కళ్ళమే ఇంత బలమైన వేగంతో కూడినటువంటి అశ్వాన్ని ఏ విధంగా దానిని అరికట్టగలుగుతుంది?
Such a small iron piece can control a very powerful, strong horse.
అశ్వమునకు నోరే ప్రధానము.
For the horse, mouth is important.
దానిని అరికట్టినప్పుడు అశ్వమంతా వశమైపోతుంది.
Once you control its mouth, you would have controlled the entire horse.
కనుక ఈ పంచేంద్రియముల అశ్వమునకు నోరే ప్రధానమైనటువంటిది.
Among all the 5 sense organs, mouth is important.
ఒక చిన్న చుక్కాని వల్ల ఎంత తుఫాను వచ్చినప్పటికీ మనం పడవను సంరక్షించుకోవచ్చు.
When you are traveling in a ship, with the help of the index, you will be able to just control your own and have a
ఒక
safe
చిన్న
journey.
అగ్ని కణము చేత ఎంత అగ్నినైనా కూడా మనం అభివృద్ధి గావించుకోవచ్చు.
With a small quantity of fire, you can make it into a very big raising
కనుక
fire.
వాక్కు అనేటువంటిది ఒక అగ్ని కణము వంటిది.
The word may be compared to the power of fire.
ఈ కణమును ఎన్ని విధములైనటువంటి రీతిగా కూడాను మనం వశం చేసుకోవడానికి తగిన కృషి చేయవచ్చు.
We can make use of this power of speech and achieve many things.
కనుక వాక్కును మనం వశం చేసుకుంటే జగత్తునే వశం చేసుకున్న వారం అవుతాం.
Once you control the talk, you would have controlled the world itself.
ఈ వాక్కు చేత ఎంతటి ఘనకార్యమైనను చేయవచ్చును, ఎంతటి హీన కార్యమైనను చేయవచ్చు.
By proper speech, you can achieve anything. by improper speech, you can also achieve
ఈ
mean.
వాక్యే ఆశీర్వాదమును అందించుతుంది, దూషణను చేకూరుతుంది.
Word could be used to bless or to curse.
ॐ जय जगदीश हरे